Crown and Ashes is about like people living under a corrupt government or a corrupt leader, so to speak, and then those people banding together and attempting to overthrow that government or that hierarchy because they're sick of living under tyranny.
I mean, Crown and Ashes, like musically, like the whole song just starts off driven, almost like we were like more inspired by, I'd say, like marching. Like we're marching towards the, you know, the government. We're gonna like march towards that king. We're gonna take him down. And as the song like progresses, you kind of just build up into eventually like this explosion where you finally like overthrow everything. Like lyrically, musically, it's I'd say like the best song that we could have opened the EP with.
Definitely a more politically excited song. Overthrowing corrupt government, people banding together. It's definitely one of my favorite songs to play. It's got that crazy fast riff in the intro part, and that's part of the verse. And then it's got this soft chorus melody.
That's basically what we made the music video about, which is overthrowing a corrupt king. I mean, in not so many scenes, but that's essentially what the entire music video is about, is the peasants overthrowing the king because he was keeping them down and left them with nothing.
Like originally we had this other idea for a music video that didn't work out, so the whole music video that we came up with was really like a last minute, like we have to get this video out in the next like month and a half. That day we like showed up at the studio that we were going to be shooting at, and the guy just no-called, no-showed. So after that, it was just bouncing from location to location, trying to hit up all these different studios to see if there was a way for them to take us in that day. A lot of the prices were outrageous because, you know, the funding for this, we were funding ourselves, so it wasn't really too much of like a financial thing that we could have done at the moment, because what we had planned originally was a lot cheaper. But all in all, we ended up like shooting the musical part of like all the instruments essentially on the side of a street in like a grassy area in front of a bunch of houses, and just shot it super quick so that way we wouldn't get in trouble. I think that's like the best way to describe like the backing of the video that you see. It's just like super shot, very janky, and it's like half of it shot on like an iPhone. So I think like that's just like a funny afterthought, but I think it came out pretty well in the final post-production.
So the Crown and Ashes single artwork, basically just a crown with like, it looks like ghosts are kind of around it, so it's like sort of showing the suffering of the peasants or the people under the corrupt government, and how the king, you see the crown on top, it's kind of burning, how the king never sees any of the suffering he puts his people through.
I mean, Reign of Terror was like maybe a little bit of an afterthought, I would say. At first we had it where just the song would start, but we kind of felt like it was a little abrupt to start an EP with just, you know, a snare roll. So we kind of had this idea where, you know, the whole marching is building up. So we kind of came up with this idea of having the sound overall just like building up of this crowd moving. You hear like the marching steps, and eventually it just leads into this drop where it just has like this built up energy of the snare just rolling, the guitar start up, and it just kind of like sets the mood for the entire track.
Crown and Ashes ends on a very powerful solo my brother wrote. Definitely, I think he would say it was his best solo he did for our EP. And it just shows like the resolution at the end. So eventually the peasants or the people, we rally together, we overthrow the king or the corrupt government, and we elected a new leader, someone who's not gonna make his people suffer, and, you know, someone we could look up to. So basically that's the idea of Crown and Ashes and Reign of Terror.
more
How you
thing.
forgot the eggs?
I did not forget the fucking eggs. The eggs cost $2 extra, alright? This is some bullshit, and I'm not okay with it. To all you
Okay,
wenches out there, the McMuffins with egg cost $2 extra, okay? We're a small band. I don't have that much money. Cut. End
Got it.
scene.